Namaste, welcome all. Thank you so much for joining in practice today. If you want, you can use your hands. If you're using a prop like I am doing, you can use your hands and put your fingertips on the prop and prop yourself up like I'm kind of, I don't know, showing. So I'm like pushing with my fingertips so I can lift the sides of my body and also send my shoulders back and down. And then after I do that and I feel my spine lengthening and my buttock bones spreading a little bit out into my pillow, then invite your palms to rest. Close your eyes. When you're ready, welcome yourself to the practice. And take a few breaths here, softening your eyelids, relaxing your palms, making them find a place where they can rest and be still. And as we slow down our own physical bodies, we help also our minds to pause. Give yourself a moment here to settle, right? To settle in. Give yourself a deep breath. And as you exhale, really land in this moment, softening in. Invite the muscles of the face to soften, the jaws, keeping the skin soft, the spine tall, and the legs heavy. Can you find a balance between being alert and also relaxed? So sometimes we push too hard towards one end or the other. We are too tight or too slack. And it takes some time to find that balance. And that's what we try and do in our practice as well. Find balance between being present, attentive, and also fluid and soft. Then slowly run the gaze like a river down and into the heart. All of the attention slowly flows into the spiritual heart. Rest the mind there. The heart is the constantly renewing source of love, kindness, and compassion. So we turn towards that. And as we slowly move towards this inner space, we commit to do no harm. Keep the gaze soft towards this essential place and imagine there a spark, a flame within your heart. And with every kind thought, every act of peace, every loving exchange in our relationships, with every offering of service in our community, that love grows. At every time we turn to that light of love and kindness, every time we express that to the world around us, the capacity for love keeps growing. That light becomes brighter and fuller. So for today, we allow that light to guide our actions, our choices, allowing now that light to fill the thoughts, the mind with love and compassion. every moment you can, experience that light within your body until you are nothing but that light of kindness, love, and compassion. The more we practice this, the easier and natural it becomes for you to remember that it is what you are and have always been. And imagine as that spark of light and kindness grows, it expands and lights up the world that is around you. And the more you expand that light, the more the universe is filled with kindness, compassion, and love. Until these qualities are not only within you, but all around you. Sit with this light, be with it, accept the becoming of that with great joy. When we tap into this place of kindness, we allow ourselves to soften, but at the same time, we empower ourselves. So as you sit quietly, accept yourself as the light of love, allowing that light to dispel away any negativity. And when a thought arises, let it be washed over by that light. Remain centered on the glow of compassion and learn to access that, and you'll be able to offer it everywhere. We choose for today to live as avatars of kindness, peace, and love. Let's bring our palms together, resting the thumbs into the heart center. Lift the heart into the hands, allowing that space to expand. Visualize your light expanding, reaching the world around you, and place your intention at that center. The intention that helps us develop a new habit and commit to our practice in a loving, compassionate way. Let's open with the Om sound, inhaling deeply through the nose. A big exhale. Then breathing in again. Then we connect head, hands, and heart for a moment at the center. Release the palms whenever you feel ready. Lift the head, and then we open the eyes. Welcome everyone again. Thank you for being here. I'm moving towards the mat, and I placed a blankie, as I've been doing lately, to start the practice. If you have a pillow, we are going to use it later, and our usual props, okay? I'm coming onto my back today, and as usual, let's take 1 or 2 breaths just to notice and scan the body from top to bottom. And remember, actually, this ethical principle that I've been sharing since last week is the source of all, okay? So we can apply it so much in our practice if we stay compassionate without trying to force things that are not there for us. The most advanced posture you can take in a given day is the one that feels appropriate in your body, in your heart, and in your mind. So for that, we practice presence, okay? Good, take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through the nose. So we start activating more and more our nostril breathing. And then I'm going to start by activating my right leg slowly. What I'm going to do is slide my leg into the tree pose. I hope you can see that I'm moving that knee, right knee out to the side, and then I'm going to slide it back down to where it was, okay? And then I'm going to do the same with the left. I'm sliding the foot so my knee slides up towards the tree pose, supine, and then I'm re-extending. This is simple, but it's going to start activating your groins, your inner legs, your lower back. So I'm coming and going one at a time without rushing, inhaling to bring the knee up and then exhaling to release. And again, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now I'm going to do repetitions only one side at a time. So I'm going to start with the right, inhaling, same shape, exhale. We are going to add 4 more on the right. Inhale, exhale, inhale, release. We have 2 more. Try and lengthen the breath so the leg doesn't move super fast. And 1 more. Good. Let's go with the second side 5 times. Inhale, your left knee coming up. Exhale. In breath through the nose, relax the head. Exhale. Soften the muscles in the face as you keep moving. Notice sensations one side and the other. Perhaps you can feel tightness or gripping, lower back, hips. 1 more. And we release. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. Good, and now we'll do the same, but we go with both legs at the same time. Inhaling, both knees lifting. Now it's like the butterfly shape. And then exhale, release. Again, inhale, exhale. Remember, we are trying to not force, okay? Inhale, you don't have to go with your heels super high. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale, try to keep the knees dropped, right, or heavy. So we are trying to not lift them off your mat. Sliding the legs up and back to neutral. I'm going to add 1 more and we are going to stay there with the butterfly shape for a moment. Then lace your fingers, bring your hands behind the head. Take a deep breath in here and exhale. Good, now I'm going to add something new. In the inhalation, I'm going to press my elbows down and open the chest a little bit more like the cat-cow. And with the exhale, I'm bringing my knees up towards vertical and the elbows in. And then again, inhaling, I'm going to open elbows and legs out. Exhale, coming into that cat pose. Let's go again. Inhaling, arching, chin up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more this way. Inhale. Exhale. Good, and then let's add, like we do many times, the twist as well. Inhale. Exhale, elbows to the right. Inhale, open knees and elbows, arching the lower back. Exhale, elbows to the left. And again, inhale, exhale, lifting over, opening the side body. Inhale, opening the legs, inner thighs. Exhale, over to the other side. And back to center, release. Release the arms over to the sides and release the legs as well. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Good, then we're going to bend our knees and roll over to the side. I'm going to extend my right arm under me and I'm going to come sideways. We've been doing a few of these exercises, being sideways, okay? But today I'm going to change it a little bit. So I'm going to bend my left knee and put my left foot behind my right leg. My right leg is extended. My head is supported by my arm and my palm is facing up. Now, if you need a pillow or a blanket or a block, maybe if it's a foam block in between the head and the arm, please put it there so you feel better on in your neck, okay? Remember, Ahimsa, loving kindness. Then I'm going to make sure that the back of my pelvis is moving forward. So I'm pushing it a little bit towards the front of the pelvis. And then I'm going to bring my left arm up and over, catching my left wrist with my right hand and pulling to stretch as much as I can that side. If you feel that you're super wobbly and even with the foot behind you, you feel like you're falling backwards or forward, then you can always use your upper hand in front and you just stretch and extend the underside into your mat. We are still creating a lot of opening here, okay? So one or the other. If you're here pulling the left arm over your head, make a fist and then do a few circles with that left wrist to animate those ligaments and wake up that side, that area in our bodies. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. My pelvis is pressing forward gently, and I'm trying to lift my navel towards my nose, okay? Good, then I'm going to release the hands and I'm bringing my left hand on top of, in front of my chest. And we are going to practice a little bit more activation through the legs and the hips. Pressing my left hand down, I'm going to lift my right leg off the mat a few inches. You see how I lifted that under leg? And I'm going to pulse that leg 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to stay there counting my breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then release. Come onto your back for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Notice differences between one side and the other. Beautiful. Okay, let's roll over to the second side, okay? So if you want, you just roll over your back or your belly. I'm just coming this way so you can see me. Now I'm going to extend my left arm. I'm going to place my head on top of my arm, unless you need a pillow there or a blanket or something. Good, and then I'm trying to bring the back of my pelvis forward. I'm going to bend my right knee, putting the foot behind me first. And once I have the position and I feel like a long line pushing through my left heel, good, option to keep the right hand in front of you for balance, extra balance if you need it, or bring that right arm up and over. I'm catching my wrist and pulling, so I stretch that side as much as I can. Remember to bring the sacrum in, press into your right foot. It will help you with balancing. Good, and then make a fist with your right hand and a few circles with that wrist. Can you notice if the muscles in your face, they are tense? Can you soften forehead down to the temples, relaxing your jaws, making space inside your mouth? Good. Okay, we release that, pull again that right side over to the left for one extra stretch. Then release, bring the right hand in front, and now it is the left leg, the one that we are going to play with. Keep pressing onto your right foot and bring the pelvis forward a little, right? From the back of your pelvis forward. And we lift that left leg up and we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Then we stay up and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Beautiful. Let's come back onto our butts for a moment. One more we are doing here, lying down. Open your arms to the sides. Extend the legs for a moment. If you want to watch it one time, my arms are to the sides like a T letter. I'm going to slide my legs, not lift them. Just slide them over towards my left elbow. Then I'm sliding back down. And then I'm bringing both knees up and over to the right. And then sliding them down. Okay, that's the idea. So it will open up the lower back. And we are activating a little bit more here of the core also. And yeah, the core and the lower back and the hips. Okay, let's go again. Both knees towards one elbow, and then we slide them back down. Both knees opposite way, and back down. Again, one way, and we return. Last time we do both sides. One side coming up, sliding back down. Last side, slide both knees up, and then return. Good, take a deep breath again. Exhale, bend the knees, roll over to the side, press up towards the seat. We can keep the blanket just for one more exercise that we are doing here before we take it out. I'm going to mirror you guys for this one, okay? So I'm going to bring my left leg in front. It looks like the pigeon leg, okay? Or the tree, let's say the tree leg. And the other one looks like when we do the Virasana leg, which is the knee bend and the foot behind me pointing back, okay? So I hope you can see, this is like this. And today I have like very colorful pants. So one leg is doing the tree pose, the other leg is doing the Virasana leg or the hero leg, okay? If this is not possible today, if the knee is hurting or there's something going on, there's a few options. One is padding the knee underneath, maybe that helps. Maybe a folded blanket or a roll in between your calf muscle and your hamstring, so there's more space behind the knee. If those don't work, then you extend the leg and you keep the leg extended, okay? That's all good. Super, now from here, I'm going to use my hands first to push my support and lift the sides of the body. Lift through the center of your chest, relax the shoulders. Good, and now I'm going to start walking myself over the left side. So I'm going to turn the belly and the chest over. I want to try and line up the center of my chest with my tree leg, right, with the tree knee, which is the left one. And from there, I'm going to, again, lift, lift, lift. And then I'm going to walk myself over that leg to release the trunk and the head. Take a few breaths here. And after a couple of breaths in this initial position, see if you can perhaps push the floor a little bit or your mat, draw the belly up and a little bit more over that left side, and then you release again. We create opening in the right side of the body. Breathe into that side. Soften the face. If the head naturally rests down like mine is doing, you let it drop. If not, no worries. One last breath on this side. Good, and then we push up slowly. We walk ourselves back up and over to the center. Nice. Let's extend the legs, shake them a little, and we'll switch sides. Now I'm going to do the Virasana or hero leg on my left, and the right leg is doing the tree pose, okay? If you need padding underneath, you can even take your blanket, the one that was covering your mat, and fold it and get a little bit more support underneath the sitting bones, okay? Good, now I'm again using my fingertips to lengthen the sides, roll the shoulders back, draw the navel up towards the nose, and now I'm going to slowly start dragging my belly from the left to the right, so I can bring the center of my chest or the sternum towards that right knee. And then from there, I'm going to walk myself over to the right side. Notice this side compared to the other side. Maybe you want to play with pressing the floor, dragging the belly up and over to the right a little bit more, and adding a little extra of that opening action in the left side. Now, if this feels like it's too much, you please listen and make sure that you are applying loving kindness. If there's any negative thoughts or judgmental, I'm going to say more than negative, try and watch those and return to that light, that center that we practice in our meditation. You have the choice always to return to a place of compassion, empathy, and generosity with yourself and others. Then we slowly walk back and we make ourselves return towards the center, extend the legs, shake them a little. Beautiful, good. We are going to move out so we can take our blanket out and we are going to fold it so we can use it. We are going to use it again. I'm just going to fold it and make kind of like a square. And I'm also going to use my block. Now, this setting that I'm going to show you may be a setting that works well for me, but not for everyone else. So I suggest that you have a second block close by in case you need to add it, okay? I'm going to put my block perpendicular to the long sides of my mat and then the blanket on top of it. And today we are going to use it to have support in between the hairline and the crown of the head when we come up into downward facing dog. So you may test it and you may realize that that's too low for you. Then if it's low, you add a second block and you make it taller, okay? I'm going to leave it lower because I think for me, I don't need it. So you will need to adjust it. I'm going to place my hands more or less framing my setup with my fingertips pointing out. I have my knees under my hips for a moment. Before we go up, let's take one cat-cow. Inhale, arch, send the chest forward and up, shoulder blades down. Exhale, pushing the mat and draw the navel in. Good, let's inhale, open up again through the chest, tuck your toes, and then we'll move up into our down dog with that support. So for me, I know that I need to move it a little so I can rest. That space that I said before, it's not exactly the crown of your head and it's not exactly the hairline, okay? So it's somewhere in between. And it's important that you have that support. Don't get attached to it needs to be lower, it needs this, it needs that. I'm not doing it, okay? Try and go with the flow, stay present. The idea is to feel that reference so you can push the mat away, send your hips up, and start activating your quads, your kneecaps into your bones, and send the chest towards your legs. Stay here for a moment. Good, breathe a few times. My setup is a little high for me because I'm too used to this, but good. Okay, and then firm through the arms, press in the base of your fingers. Good, center the heels towards the back of your mat. Relax the neck. One more breath. Good, and then bring your knees down. Take the setup out for a moment. Bring your heels towards one another. Tuck your toes. Sit back onto your heels. If you need to spread the toes a little bit, like I usually do so. Sit back. If you need a block in between the heels and the sitting bones, do so. If you can bring the heels towards one another, keep them closer to the midline of your body. Relax the shoulders down. Lift the spine and visualize the back of your skull floating up towards the skies. Collarbones lengthen. Soft jaws, breathing in and out here. Watch your breath. One more cycle. Good. Then we slowly come back into our tabletop, untuck your toes, shake them a little bit, and we'll go into our regular downward facing dog, placing your hands, tuck your toes. When you're ready, we go up again. In this one, we're going to pedal the feet a few times. Toning the arms, sending the outer hips up, drawing the pelvic floor up towards the ribs and the floating ribs into the navel. Good, and now I'm going to say that I want us guys to try and lift the heels as high as you can. Keep pushing your sitting bones up and back. Keep the heels high. And then we're going to bend the knees a little and send both heels to the right. So I'm creating a twist and a stretch in the left side. Then I'm going to re-lift my heels, send them up, press into the quads so you extend the backs of the legs. Now bend the knees again a little and send both heels over to the left. Push with your hands so you stretch the right side. Good, back to center. We are going to do that one more time. Extend the legs, send the sitting bones up and back, draw the navel up to the nose, bend the knees, send both heels over to the right, stretch the left side. Good, then we go back up, heels up, extend through the legs, hug the muscles to the bones, draw the navel up, bend the knees one last time, both heels to the left, and push through the hands to stretch the right side of the body. Good, back to center, re-extend the legs, and from here, slowly we are going to drag our bodies like when we do the cat pose over into the plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Now we send those heels down towards earth. Let's go again, draw the belly in, widen the upper back, coming into plank, pushing through the heels, back to downward facing dog. And one more time, inhale, coming into plank, lift the inner thighs, push the mat away, lengthen the sternum forward, and then from there we'll come all the way down to our mats. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to take one exercise here. So first I'm going to extend my legs, I'm going to tuck my toes, and I'm going to activate my quads, bringing the skin, the flesh into the bones. I'm going to bring my forearms in front of me, and I have one forearm on top of the other. I'm pushing into my elbows, pressing through the center of my heels towards the wall behind me, sacrum long, navel in, and lift the chest up, send the shoulders down. Breathing here, navel is lifting, push through the center of the heels and the inner heels. Remember, we want the sacrum to move into the body, so we lengthen the lower back. Good, then untuck the toes, bring the forehead onto your forearms and rest. One more breath here. Good, then I'm going to add a little extra to this. So I'm going to retuck my toes one more time. I'm going to send my sacrum in, lift the chest, but this time I'm going to walk myself over to the right. And I'm going to, again, once I'm there in the place where I feel it's my limit, I'm going to put again my forearms one on top of the other, pushing through the elbows, lifting through the chest, and I'm going to keep pressing my heels back and away from me as I send my sacrum in. So here I'm adding a side opener and stretch into my left side. I hope you can feel it. Shoulders down, lift the sternum, lift the heart, push through the heels, one more breath. Good, then we slowly walk ourselves back to center, and let's take the second side. I'm going to keep pushing through my heels, lift yourself a little, move over to the left, find the place where your forearms can be Grounded, push through the elbows, lift the chest and the heart, send the shoulders back, and then keep pushing through the heel, sacrum in. Breathe into your right side. One more breath. Then slowly back to center, untuck the toes, bring the forehead down to the hands or the forearms. Shake a little bit through the hips. Good, then we are going to bring the hands, breastbone area or a little lower, roll the shoulders back, extend through the legs again, press through the tops of the feet, draw the navel up, lift up, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, up we go, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, exhale big through your mouth. Draw that pelvic floor up, ribs down. Good, walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend the knees if you need, relax the trunk, relax the head. If you want, move your head a little bit from side to side, yes and no. Good, press through the center of the heels, lift your inner arches, spread the toes. Good, hold opposite elbows with your hands and swing a little bit to one side and the other. Good, and then from there, using the power of the legs and your core, release the arms, and we're going to come up rounded first, okay? Instead of lifting like we usually do. But I want you to really use your core. Firm your hips, draw the belly in, push through your heels, and then slowly give yourself the time to use first your foundation and slowly and gradually move all the way up to standing. Good. Okay, beautiful. We are up here in our Tadasana shape. Let's inhale, arms up overhead. Lace your fingers, press your palms up, extend through the sides, opening the chest, and firm the glutes into the front of your pelvis. But at the same time, try to bring your floating ribs in a little, okay? Send the arms up and behind you as much as possible. Remember, the most advanced posture you're taking today is the one that feels appropriate as you stay present in your body, okay? And chances are that if your breath is agitated or unhappy, that you may not be applying Ahimsa, okay? Float the back of the skull up, then release the arms for a moment. Good, and shake it a little. Good, stay where you are, pressing to your left foot and activating that left leg. We are going to bring the right knee up, hold that knee into the chest, firm the hips into one another, and then take that right foot into the tree pose. We did this shape a few times when we were supine and sitting, right? So we try now and make it into our standing posture. Your left foot is your foundation, ground through the base of your toes, lift through the inner arch, firm the hips in, and then we'll try and send, if you have the space, arms up overhead, maybe the palms touch. You can choose to have your palms in front of the heart. You can choose to open the arms to the sides, okay? Now we want to lengthen the sides, firm the hips in, send that sacrum down, and practice that expansion coming into your center. Can you make that light that it's living inside within you, expand that spark, go out into the world? Then we bring the hands slowly down, bring your right knee in, release the foot, shake it a little, and we'll go into our second side. Press into your right foot, lift your inner arch. Once you're ready, lift your left knee. Good, firm the hips, lift that knee a little higher, hug it in for a moment. Relax those shoulders down, lengthen the sides of your torso from hips to armpits, okay? Now notice in your body if you're leaning back or leaning too far forward. That will bring imbalance, okay? So you want to stay like Tadasana at the center. Then catch that left foot and bring it into your tree pose, whichever one is the version that you're taking. Maybe you're holding a wall, maybe you're close to a piece of furniture and you're getting some extra help, or you're connected to a wall through your back, okay? From here, arms either into the center or up. Whichever version you're taking today, the opportunity is to stay attuned to the body. And if you find yourself moving away from compassion, patience, kindness, can you return to that place? The more we practice coming back, the more we develop the ability, the more we affect the world in a positive way. Good, let's slowly release, maybe hands back to the heart or down, bring that knee in, down, and shake it. Beautiful, okay, inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling, we fold into Uttanasana. Inhaling halfway, and then walk yourself back into down dog. But this down dog, we are going to modify it by bringing both elbows down into your mat and lacing your fingers. So this one is a forearm dog, which we call a dolphin. I'm pressing through my elbows. I'm making my elbows be narrow, so they are under my shoulders or even a little narrower than that. My head is not touching down, it's floating because I'm pushing with my forearms and my hands and my elbows into my sticky. And then I'm trying to send my chest towards my thighs, okay? Good, firm the hips into the midline, draw that navel up. Relax the head, notice if you're tensing. Breathing through the nose. The power here is in your upper back. Push through your forearms. Make those shoulder blades kiss your back. One more breath. Good, and then bring your knees down. Widen the knees and take a child's pose. Good, a moment to rest. That dolphin posture is a very good practice in opening the heart center and creating strength. So the more we go there, the more we tap into that strength that comes with vulnerability. The ability to be courageous, even if we are open-hearted and sensitive to the things that are happening within ourselves and also around us. Okay, 2 more breaths. Good. Then slowly pressing up, coming towards a seat. Ah, magic, I have a prop with me. So we are going to use a pillow. If you have a pillow, place it in front of you. If you don't have a pillow, a good replacement for that is to take your blanket. And I'm actually going to show you a couple of things that you could do. If you don't have a pillow like this, you can have your 2 blocks that I'm pretty sure most of you have, and you put them one next to the other flat. So I did like a little line, like if it was a pillow. And then on top of it, I put my blanket or double folded so it's more padded, okay? So this can be a replacement for the pillow. I'm going to use my pillow, and I'm also going to show you how we can use it even with the extra blanket, okay? So it can be also a little bit doubled up. Why am I going to use this and I need it to be pretty high? Because we are going to take a pigeon pose with this support. What I'm going to do is to bring my right shin in front of the pillow, and I'm going to sit with my right buttocks on top of my pillow or support or the setup that you did, okay? So my shin, my right shin is parallel to my bolster or my pillow or my setup or the front of the mat. And then I'm going to look at my back leg and I'm going to try and make it straight back. And the game here today, if you want blocks, of course, for your hands, you bring them or you use your support to help you lift. The game is to try and drag your left hip forward so it faces the front of your mat as much as you can, okay? I'm staying tall for now and I'm checking my back leg so it is straight from the hip to the knee to the heel as much as I can. If you want to tuck your toes and push through the heel, you can do that, or rest the foot, okay? So I'm checking so it stays straight, and then I'm trying to drag that left hip forward towards the front of my mat, okay? Roll the shoulders back, lift the sides of your body. I'm showing this version with this support, but if you need extra padding, please add more pillows, more blankets, anything to elevate yourself more if you need that, okay? Good. One more breath. I'm trying to lengthen my sacrum as I move my left hip forward. And then from there, I'm going to perhaps take it into a little extra fold. So I'm lengthening the front of the body. I'm still sending or trying to drag my left hip forward. And from there, I'm coming a little further down. You can add your blocks or any support in front of you if you need. And if it's not needed, you release here. Taking a few breaths. There's no need to come all the way down. You can stay sitting tall, what we call the proud pigeon, right? What we did first, lengthening, dragging the left hip forward, sacrum down. And this is a very good place to be, okay? Couple more breaths. Last one here, soft face. And then slowly pressing back up if you were folding over. Good, now from here, I'm going to slowly bring my left leg in front and I'm going to switch to the second side. I keep my sitting bone grounded in my support and then I'm sending my right leg this time, if you're going with me, back behind me. And one side may feel very different than the other because our hips are not equal the way we work with them, okay? I can feel it right away in this side for me. So you may need extra support or extra lift so you don't feel like you're falling over, okay? So I'm actually going to double fold my blanket because I need a little extra on this side. So now I'm going to have my left shin parallel to the short side of my mat. I'm going to extend my right leg behind me, trying to keep it as straight as I can. If you need support with the blankets or anything in front of you, please use it. Try to ground the left sitting bone. And then what we are doing here is to try and drag the right hip forward, okay? Check that back leg. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Good. And then add the support, lengthen the sacrum down, lift through the sides, and drag that right hip towards the front of your mat. Okay, good. Breathing in and out here. Sacrum long, draw the navel up to the nose for more balance in your spine and more space in the lumbars. And if you want to take these into the fold, keep that right hip moving forward. The left one is pressing back, and then I'm coming into the fold. Don't force. Don't push something that it's not there in your body. That's moving away from the present, and that doesn't make you a more advanced student, okay? Try to practice the ability to stay with what is. This is our journey. We always try to return compassion, empathy, generosity. The more we make it an intention, the more it becomes a habit. In our thoughts, in our words, and very important, through our actions. Slowly returning back to the mat. Bring that right leg in front. Sit there for a moment on your pillow or your setup. Shake the legs a little. Good. And then just push yourself out for a moment. For me, this is a little too high, so I'm going to take my blanket out. But if you have that setup, and you can use it again for the next thing, okay? So now I'm going to put my hips on top again, like if I'm sitting on my pillow or the setup that you had. And slowly, I'm going to bring myself with my forearms behind. And I want you to try and do the butterfly shape again. And from here, we are going to press into the elbows and lift the heart, shoulder blades down your back, shoulders down, lift, lift, lift through the heart center. One more breath. Good. Then slowly bring your knees towards one another and let yourself come down into your mat, okay? Good. So my pillow is right under my pelvis, like when we do the block, right? Under the pelvis. I'm going to walk my shoulders down and my blades into one another. Stay there. We're going to use that support to lift into a bridge pose. You can hold your pillow or just put the hands on top or on the sides. And from there, pressing through the feet, activating your glutes and your hips, lift up, walk the shoulder blades a little closer into one another, make the inner and the outer edges of your feet active to lift up, open the heart center, bring the shoulder blades in. One more breath. Good, and then slowly release one vertebra at a time until you find your support again. Good. From here, relax the shoulders down, keep that opening in the collarbones, keep the arms as they are, or you can move them a little bit out to the sides, and then we'll bring both legs up towards the skies. Softening the face, keeping the chest and the heart center expanding. Inner legs are active, lifting the energy up towards your inner heels and from the inner heels up to the big toes. Spread the toes if you can. Let the pelvis really drop and even melt into your prop. One more breath. Good. Then slowly bend the knees. Place your feet on your mat. If you have, like me, a pillow or you're using a double folded blanket or something like that, just lift your pelvis just a little bit and drag or push the pillow or the support a little bit under so you can come out of it and your pelvis is down on your mat. And then you're going to let your legs rest onto that pillow, the arms to the sides, and we prepare for Shavasana. Okay? That pillow under the hamstrings can be really nice to reset the lower back and come to rest and feel comfort in our Shavasana shape, okay? So we are coming towards the end and we have an opportunity here to let go of everything like we usually do at the end of our practice. Returning to stillness, to silence, to the opportunity of integrating our practice receiving the benefits in our physical body, our minds, our energetic body, our hearts. Receive a deep inhalation through the nose, big exhale through your mouth. Give yourself a moment to return to your room, to return also to your body, keeping the face soft, the eyes kind, maybe wiggling fingers, moving toes, perhaps a gentle movement of the head from side to side. Find your way slowly. If you're choosing to stay where you are for a little longer, please do so. If you prefer to start bending your knees, placing the feet on your mat and rolling over to the side, make your way there and then slowly into a seat. Bringing our palms together to the heart center, we take a moment to notice ourselves after the journey. And we let kindness soften us at the same time that it empowers us. As you sit quietly, accept yourself as the light of love, allowing that light to dispel any negativity. When you catch yourself with negative thoughts, let and invite that light to wash over and release. May we all live our lives as avatars of kindness, peace, and love. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.